Guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today I'm sharing with you guys my top 20 favorite DIYs from last year, so 2021. This first one, I'm going to be using 4 of these triangles from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be gluing them all together to make them look like a Christmas tree. So the first one is facing upwards and then downwards, and then the other 2 are going to be upwards. It's pretty simple. I used some hot glue. Hot glue worked great, so you don't need anything else to secure these. I always find it fascinating that the wood from Dollar Tree, the hot glue works perfect. I'm using some spackle with my finger. You could definitely use a little spatula, or I know that's not what they're called, but you could use something else instead of your finger to fill in these holes. I'm trying to fill in these because I want it to look like a solid Christmas tree and not a ton of, triangles glued together. Using a sanding sponge, this is messy, so you may want to take this outside if you can, just so you don't have a giant mess in your house and have to clean it up later. I'm using this, I think it's called Christmas Tree Green by Waverly. It's the Waverly Green. I think there's only one of these kinds of greens. I'm going to be using this. I don't have it on hand, so I'm not sure, but I can leave all the old videos in the description box below if you guys need to know exactly what Waverly green color that is. I'm also using this Merry Christmas sign. I know this came from Hobby Lobby and it was $1.50, and I'm going to be using this to put Merry Christmas on here. I think this is already looking like a Christmas tree already, so hot glue for these as well. This worked perfect. Those letters were glued on. I'm using this pom-pom garland. This was from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be cutting it a bunch of different sizes to make this more look like a Christmas tree. Now, you could add any types of embellishments you wanted to on here. You could add a star to the top. You could even add a tree trunk. I decided to leave it the way it looked. I really liked just the simplicity look of this, and it looks like a cute little Christmas tree. So I love this one. It is one of my favorites. To keep on the same theme, I grabbed these succulent triangles from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be popping those succulents out because we are no longer going to be needing those. So this took some work. You kind of need to rough down the edges to make sure that everything comes off. Rip the succulents off, and there is a little nail or a little tack behind that. Take that off, and then I'm going to be using a gift bag. This gift bag came from Dollar General. I really like the gift bags Dollar General has to offer, although sometimes the price kind of slips away from you. I know last year I thought that every gift bag was $1 until I got home and I'm looking like, man, I just kind of spent a lot of money, and they're like $3 a bag. So at least if you get them at Dollar Tree, you know they're only $1.25. I'm gluing that gift bag, cutting out to size, and then I have these little wood stems from Dollar Tree that I'm going to be gluing it to the bottom because these are also going to be cute little Christmas trees. I love these triangle shapes. You can make honestly any triangle shape a little Christmas tree. These little ornament wood rounds are from Arteza, and I am just going to be gluing those to the bottom so I can be able to stand these up and have them in my home. These were so simple and so quick to do as well, and I am absolutely loving these. One using a Dollar Tree sign, and it can be any sign because if you're just going to cover up those paw prints or cover up the background, no big deal. Another bag, I couldn't think of what it was. I was going to say fa la la, but anyways, it's a gift bag, and I want to say that one was from Dollar Tree. Maybe the previous one was from Dollar Tree as well, but if it's not from Dollar Tree, it's probably from Dollar General. And I just cut that to size, and I'm just smoothing it inside, and I love this background. It's honestly one of my favorites I did last year, I think. I have a lot of favorites. I think every Christmas craft is a favorite just because I really do enjoy Christmas time. And I just painted that little Christmas tree ornament. Those are also from Dollar Tree as well. Painted it that same green color by Waverly and glued it to the center. And then, of course, we have to add a little buffalo check / gingham bow. I think this is so cute, and it is so simple. Let me know in the comments below how much you enjoy simple, quick little crafts you can do in like under 10 minutes. Those are my favorites. This wood round is from Dollar Tree. I'm using the Waverly Chalk Paint by, it's Waverly Chalk Paint Crimson Color. I was going to say Waverly Chalk Paint by Crimson. I'm totally wrong. Half wood beads. These are off of Amazon. I love using these. They are A little tedious when you are hot gluing, but it always makes something look so much more prettier than than it would have been without them. I think in the end I did run into a tiny spot that would not fit a wood bead, so I just left it blank because eventually I'm just going to add some greenery and a bow to the center, and it's going to cover it up. I'm using a Chalk Couture Christmas Eve transfer. These are silkscreen transfers. I am obsessed with using Chalk Couture transfers. I know they can be a little pricey, but now Chalk Couture offers, if you want to become a designer, you only have to pay an extra $10 and you get designer prices, 40% off. It's like a one-time fee of $10 and you can get designer prices like I do, which that's why I became a Chalk Couture designer in the first place, because I wanted to be able to get that 40% off. So I think that is a killer deal, because I think I paid over $100 to become a designer. Anyways, using that bright white chalk paste, I am just taking this off, and I love how clean and crisp and high-end Chalk Couture makes everything look. It's so pretty, and it looks like it could be store-bought anytime you add them to signs or ornaments. The possibilities are endless, and you can reuse them multiple times. Adding some greenery from a yard sale and a bow. I think this bow was from Walmart. I'm going to be gluing it to the middle. And then to tie it off, I'm using some wood beads. And I think these were a garland that were from Dollar Tree. DIY, I'm using a $3 yard sale find. This was a lot of work taking off of this like puffy paint, and there was staples and nails all over this. Using a sander, I use a Bosch sander. I love this thing. It has like 6 different settings. It's one of my favorites. And then I'm just dumping Waverly chalk paint on this. I knew I was going to need a lot, and I always like to use chalk paint because it just covers quicker. Like that's really why I use chalk paint to begin with. And then I did paint the bottom with the Waverly chalk paint and ink. I have 2 little paint stirrers and this wood piece from Dollar Tree. I think it's like a little wood palette. I'm going to be turning that eventually into a hat. 3 of these burner covers. We're going to be making a snowman, but a large one, like a 3-foot snowman. These buttons were also from Dollar Tree, and I think I can find buttons all the time now at Dollar Tree. They're usually just like with the purses and socks. They're kind of just tucked away, but I've always been able to find them for years, I feel like. And I'm making the little smiley face with the buttons and the eyes, and obviously the 3 buttons down the center. This one was such a fun little task to do, using some felt. It has sticky on the back, and then I'm going to be using a hot glue gun to glue these together. Now, mine did end up falling apart, so I had to keep re-gluing it. Add some E6000, add some super glue if you want yours to stay a lot longer than I did. Also, the buttons you may want to, just because they kind of like peel right off of those burner covers. I didn't even paint the burner covers. You could paint the back side if anyone is ever going to see the back side. No one will ever see the back side of mine. So left it as is, and then I did leave some room so I could add the hat. And of course you can decorate this however you like, but I thought this was a really easy way for the hat. Just a little paint stir stick and one of these little palettes, and voila, you have it, a little hat. I think this was so cute, and all these items were from Dollar Tree except the sign I'm using, so you don't really have to use the sign. You could probably come up with something with Dollar Tree items, but $3 for this giant sign I thought was a killer deal. Using some gingham ribbon, I'm be adding that to the hat. And then, of course, we have to have arms, so just grab some sticks out of your yard if you have trees. And I just added a scarf for the snowman, which is just a scarf from the Dollar Tree. And then I just decided to just give it a little bit of extra with everything else. So this is it. This is what he looks like. I think he is really cute. And then I did decide to decorate his hat as well because it just looked a little, a little empty. So that is what I did there. I think he turned out adorable. The DIY, I'll be using these metal tags and a sign. You can get any sign, some nails, and I'm going to be making a Christmas countdown. I'm using some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 2 different times. We did that twice because we need a countdown. So sometimes you need 2 2s, sometimes you need 2 1s. So I did add, I don't think I did 2 of each. I think I just did like 2 of the 1s and 2 of the 2s. And I think that was all I actually had to do, and 2 zeros maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head. But like I said, I will leave all the original links in the description box below so you guys can check that out. Started off by painting the sign white just to go back in and add some scrapbook paper to the front. So the back side is white. The front side is going to have some scrapbook paper. And I'm actually really glad that I added the scrapbook paper because I think I was going to make this a pretty basic type countdown. And then I was like, man, this really needs a little bit of something. The colors are pretty basic. I didn't add like anything crazy, add no reds, you know, the red or the black and white I always think works really good for Christmas. And then you can always do like a ton of pops of like green and red. And I love the traditional Christmas colors, so that is normally what I use. But this buffalo check, I can't ever not stop enjoying it. So anyways, use in another little wood oval piece, I guess we would say. I painted that white, glued it to the top, and then be hammering some nails in. Now these nails are going to poke through the back of your sign, so beware of that. I did do 2 of each. I did do 2 of each number. That was totally unnecessary, but that's what I did there. I guess it was just to probably use up pieces that I already bought and already had, and you never know if you're going to lose a 7 or a 6, so it's always good to have 2. And then, yeah, so this is a quick and easy little Christmas countdown. And then, like I said, with the nails, they do poke out the back, so you can always add like some felt or something over the top of those. And then I just used my Cricut. This was just something pre-made in Design Space, so I'm not sure on the wording or the lettering. It was just something that was already in Design Space, pre-made, especially for all of us that use a Cricut. So countdown to Christmas. You don't have a Cricut, you could use some stickers, or if you have really great handwriting, I suggest that you use it, because I have terrible handwriting and I wish that I could handwrite things more often. So this will stand. I'm just using one of those white Dollar Tree shelves for the back, and this stands up just fine. I love how this one turned out. Is a favorite DIY I did. You're gonna need 4 of those little cubed cubbies, and then you're gonna need 5 of the wooden crates. So you're gonna take out the insides. I always save them because you never know if you're gonna want to make something else with them. I'm using Waverly chalk paint in white for everything. And then this is how it's gonna kind of start out. So the bottom is gonna have crate, cube, crate. Second layer is gonna have crate, crate. Third layer, and I'm going from the bottom up, is gonna have 2 cubes. And then you're going to have a crate, and then you're going to have 1 more cube on the top. So, or I call them cubes. I know they're like little cubbies or little drawers, whatever you'd like to call them. And we're going to make a fun little Christmas tree. This was so neat and so fun to make. I really did like this one, and I just grabbed like a ton of different ornaments from, I think, Walmart, Dollar General, and Dollar Tree, and you could add greenery to this. You can throw some berries in here. The possibilities are seriously endless when you come to decorating your own. Just make it your own. If you wanted to paint this green or a different color, you totally could do that as well. I just thought that using white would kind of make all the ornaments stand out. And I'm just using hot glue. And like I said, the hot glue always seems to work good when I'm using the wood from Dollar Tree. Also use some of that antique wax by Waverly to just give it a little bit of texture, I suppose. And then, like I said, all of my ornaments either came from the DG, the DT, or Walmart. And yes, I felt really cool saying DT and DG. I'm just really kidding. Also, bottle brush trees are super fun to use. You could throw some faux snow in here. Like I said, there's so many different ideas to do. I just kind of kept mine a little more simple, and I did glue everything together. But if you change your mind and you don't want this decor piece, using hot glue, everything just kind of comes right off if you decide to pull it all off later. And I do a ton of DIYs and a ton of crafting, so I do tend to tear things apart. DIY is super fun. You're just going to use 3 Dollar Tree crates and you're going to glue the 3 together just like so. And you can paint these however you'd like. I'm going to end up using the Crimson by Waverly, which is I always call it Christmas red because I just feel like every time I paint with it, it's Christmas red. Even when I make like Valentine Day crafts, I'm like, yeah, I got to use that Christmas red. Glue them together. I barely had enough paint to cover these, so I was so glad I did not have to paint each of the sides of the crate that we're not showing, because normally I'll paint and then glue, but this time I was just a little bit smarter because I knew I was not going to have enough paint for this. So paint it, and then I went in with my Cricut once again and just typed in Hot Chocolate Station, and I want to say this font is BFC Clementine. There's so many different like BFC type fonts that are super fun and they all look so similar, but I'm pretty sure, I know it's my favorite, so I'm pretty sure that's the one that I used, and I'm just putting that along the front, and we have a cute, fun Hot Chocolate Station. I went a little smaller last year because the year before we had a huge Hot Chocolate Station, but this one actually worked out really well for my kids and I, and we loved it. Throwing in another crate because these are just so fun to use and I love using them all the time. So to start with, using that good old Waverly Crimson color once again, and I'm going to be painting this entire crate. The crates are really fun for me to use because I love flipping them upside down and using them as books. It's just one of my favorite DIYs to create. I've created them for, I think, probably every season or every holiday. Maybe not Easter, so probably Easter, springtime. I'm going to have to be, grabbing a crate to make just some fun spring books. But I'm just using my Cricut. Like I said, this is some sort of, maybe this is some skinny font. I'm not sure. If I left it in the other video, check it out there. I don't know. It's been a really long time. So cut me some slack on the fonts, but I mean, I usually just like go through all the font and like click it and change the text like 200 times, and then I just go with my gut and like that's it. That's what's going to work. So this one says hot cocoa, candy canes, marshmallows, and I actually put this on a tier tray last year and I was obsessed with that tray. It was super fun. It was like some fun like gingerbread hot chocolate tier tray. Tier trays are one of my favorite things. I added those pom-poms. I know I'm like way behind, but that pom-pom garland, and now I'm using an Arteza paint marker to paint the top of this. And you could really like get some great embellishments if you wanted to use like fabric glue. I know I've used it on some like of these like coffee mugs before, and fabric glue works good. Even like colored hot glue would be really cute on here as well. And then I'm painting a snowflake with the same Arteza paint marker. Now I'm going in with a marker that is it's like a wood marker. It's anyways to fix scratches and stuff on your wood. I love these, and these color like so well. They're almost like permanent markers, but they're amazing. So they're like repair markers. They're in like the auto section or like with the tools and things like that. And they come with like 3 different colors. I know there's one that's like brown and it looks like stain. It's amazing. Using some Mod Podge, I'm going over this. I'm not sure why my camera was so out of focus. I probably had no idea. And faux snow, and just sprinkling it on there just to, it's more fun when you add a little bit more detail. And sometimes I know I don't do that because I really love the quick and easy stuff, but this only took a couple seconds and probably an hour to clean up off my floor because this stuff is messy. It's almost like glitter, or I'm not sure. It's probably almost like glitter. And then I just did the same thing to the snowflake, and then I just glued it onto the center of that mug, and then I just ended up putting that on top of the books. I wanted something that was going to be on top of the book, something fun, and something that just gave it a little bit of extra, because although I love just the books the way they are, sometimes they need something else. Bow, and there you go. Some faux hot chocolate, hot cocoa, candy cane, marshmallow books. There you have it. Gingerbread DIYs, I think, was my favorite video last year. Absolute favorite. These were so fun to make. They were so easy. I'm using some cork sheet from Dollar Tree along with those wood gingerbreads, and we're going to make actual gingerbreads. Use bows from Dollar Tree, and I'm also using, I think this was fabric glue. You can use white glue. I know Surebonder has like white glue. Probably anybody has white glue, but I'm thinking this was the fabric glue, and I'm just making eyes and a smiley face and the buttons and the little gingerbread frosting. And how cute do these turn out? I love these. I think they're adorable. I love gingerbreads, and I like baking gingerbreads. I like eating gingerbreads, but the decor is absolutely, it's just so cute. Another quick idea for gingerbreads. There's going to be a few gingerbreads in this video. I loved the cute tiny gingerbread men that Dollar Tree had last year. They were super cute. I'm using this little tray. We're using crimson, of course, because it's a Christmas video, and crimson Christmas, it's my jam. It's my color. Painting that entire thing. Top, sides, back, front, all the above. Once that was done, I had my little gingerbreads, and these were already stained, but I know that I use those little repair markers from Dollar Tree, and that's what they look like. It's so stinking cute. And then, of course, I have to just give them some lines and make it some frosting and make these look like actual little gingerbreads. And, you know, you just need a little bit of extra on there. I use my Cricut for this one, too. I just think Cricut just always gives everything such a good look. This one says Baking Spirits Bright, and it looks like a tray of cookies. Like, how stinking cute is this? One of my favorites. And I'm going to say that in a lot of these, because obviously this top 20, they're all my favorites. Crate. It looks like I started to color it like a child. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I tried to use those stain markers, and you realize that they don't go a long ways when you're painting or when you're actually like coloring an entire crate. But I'm going to go in with that green by Waverly, and we're going to paint this crate, the entire thing. Maybe not the insides. I think I did do the insides. And then those ornament snowflakes, I did use that repair marker. I think it's in like oak or some color like that. And then some fabric glue. This also came from Dollar Tree. And I'm making just a ton of little dots on these snowflakes to make them look like little snowflake gingerbread cookies. This one was so fun to do. I'm absolutely obsessed with these little cookies. Normally, I do get rid of a lot of decor because I make new all the time. But these ones they will be staying this year. Again, I'm making like a whole tier tray unless I come up with something way better, which I don't know. Like those were a hard like. Heck yes. Heck yeah. The ornaments are from Walmart that I'm adding to the sides, and then fresh baked cookies is just off of my Cricut. Right now, some house DIYs. I have to say this was in the top 3 favorites because I feel like Christmas is so fun, and I love giving, and I love doing all the things. And then, you kind of sit down and you realize that there's a lot of people that you miss during the holidays. You miss every day, but holidays can be hard because I feel like you just wrap up so many different kind of memories when it comes to holidays. And I know I've lost quite a few people that I miss dearly and every single day. And I just thought that this was very necessary for our house. It has that Christmas in heaven quote. and then you put the little chair next to it. And I've seen where you can buy things like this, and I just typed this out on my Cricut machine, and then I added a little chair. My mom had that chair, which was an ornament. I think it was from Tractor Supply, and that little wreath I added was from I'll say that was from Dollar General. Just dry brushing along the edges with some black, and then I'm just going to be adding the chair. And this is something that I'm going to be bringing out every single year. I cannot believe that I never had one of these until last year. Here is the easiest one. You're going to need a chalkboard house along with these Let It Snow wooden letters. I'm painting them white. You could paint them red if you want to. This probably be really cute in red. And I'm just going to be taking my glue gun and gluing the Let It Snow to the bottom of this house. And that is all I did for this one. It is the easiest. You want a craft to do in under 5 minutes? This is definitely the one for you. This DIY, I'm going to be using 2 of these ornament wood pieces and some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. And I think this is when the scrapbook paper was still pretty inexpensive. I wish I would have stocked up on like more of this stuff and used it like year round, but I don't know, you always kind of need or want like different scrapbook paper, different items for every year. So I love this. I liked like the vintage feel of all of it. I think this was a really pretty one, and I glued them to both of those ornaments. Next, I'm using these little wood pieces that are from Dollar Tree, and I'm be gluing. Not going to be gluing. I am going to eventually be gluing, but I'm going to be painting them with that red crimson color, and then I'm going to be gluing that piece to the top back in there, and then that red piece I just painted, I'm going to be gluing it to the center, and I'm going to be making 2 of these. Also, I'm using those galvanized letters or words, not letters. This is a really long voiceover for me. I don't think I've ever had a video this long where I've talked for such a long time. Believe in peace, galvanized words, and then I think these are cute. You could add these into a wreath. You could add these to a porch. You could add these anywhere you'd like. I have 2 of these jars from Dollar Tree, painting them with that Waverly Crimson. Can we not see that paint anymore through this video or have me say it anymore? I'm going to start calling it red. Color Your Own Ornaments from Dollar Tree. How cute are these little trucks? I was going to call them cars. They're not trucks. They are a vehicle, so I mean, I guess that could possibly work, but it wouldn't be the correct term. But anyways, I'm just, wow. I just can't talk. Obviously, this is, where are we at? We're at 28 minutes. If you are still here and just listening to me slur like I haven't slept in 10 days, thank you for sticking around this long. Paint those trees green and then just dry brushing those trucks because it's going to be a cute little embellishment. Tie it with some twine, add some florals or berries or whatever you like of your choice. Shove them in those jars, and that is it. I love jars and glass and all kinds of things. You can do so much with these. You can even give these away as gifts. I think these are adorable for like a little get together. Throw them in a basket, throw some cookies in your basket. You have a really cute gift. Frames are some of my favorites because the backs pop right off like a regular old picture frame, which is so easy to craft with when you want to add some scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper is from Hobby Lobby, and I love that buffalo check. Throwing that in the center, and then you just put your little frame back together. No popping out, no like sanding, absolutely nothing. Using that Let It Snow wood piece, I'm leaving it the natural wood and just gluing it right to the center. these are some of my, I keep saying favorite, but these are really some of my favorite crafts to do because I can add them to my tier trays or to a shelf. Like, you can really add them anywhere, and it just leaves like such a big statement piece, and it barely costs any money at all. Another way you can use that frame is, I just love that. It just comes right out. You can use napkins. So these napkins right here, Snow Place Like Home, are from Dollar General. I did see my Dollar General is actually coming out with different napkins, and I bought them because I love using napkins. I'm getting decent at using napkins without Mod Podge. If you guys haven't checked out my recent napkin video, I have a really good hack and way you can use napkins without using Mod Podge. And it's not my hack. I did get, a lot of people did tell me how to do it, but it made decoupaging so much easier than I've ever done in my life. And I'm just putting this back, and you could never tell this is a napkin. That's what I love about this one so much, is it was so simple and so easy, and it just kind of looks like it was supposed to be there. All right, so this next one, and it is the very last one, is this wooden tree along with a mop head from Dollar Tree. Don't pass up those mop heads. I have a video coming out very soon with brand new Christmas DIYs using mop heads. I did some of those videos last year, and they're so fun. Although this yarn, or this isn't even yarn, this mop head has that yarn feel, and to be honest, I do not like the feel of yarn. It grosses me out so much. But these mops are super easy to use, and this one is one long strand, so you don't even have to cut anything until right at the end. Using that Joy galvanized piece, gluing it to the center, and you have a cute little Christmas tree. Guys, that is it for my very longest video of my entire life. If you guys made it to the end, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you didn't make it to the end, you won't hear my thank you, but thank you for watching anyways. I know this was long. Some people cannot watch videos this long. I know that I cannot. But if you guys liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love you consider sticking around and subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.